thank you for agreeing to come on our little show or inviting me to talk to you. I am Skald the Peacemaker, and with Griffin Eye News, and we are talking to their next cellencies, Audis and Rever. You are the Baron and Baroness elect. Is that the right term?
We don't know what's the right term. The next cellencies thing we love. I think that's really funny. You
The-
were
the
the
ne-
first one to call me that. So
I mean, I've heard it used
for my
for.
memory now because of that.
I've heard that used before as their next cellencies, because you don't really have a official pre-title like the Crown Prince or anything like that.
My Soropa who got me first with that.
Well, yeah. So I guess first off, congratulations on your polling. So how did you feel when the announcement happened?
Well, the normal stream of things is the folks are supposed to find out. We're supposed to find out earlier than everyone else, but we only found out like late the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So we were busy that morning hiding from people who kept trying to find out if we knew or not. So I finally came out. I'd been helping chop onions first thing in the morning, so because no one comes where there's onions.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back out there really until the court started setting up. No, it was it was great. We felt really honored, and yeah, because it would have been great either way, like fine either way, right? The lads are lovely, so we're happy it's us, but would have been happy either way.
So
yeah, they would have been great too.
Is this a fulfillment of a lifelong fantasy, or something that came to you fairly recently as the desire to be Baron and Baroness?
We've been discussing it since we got together.
Yeah, one of the first jokes I made to David, or Rever, sorry, sorry baby, was by the way, I'm from a barony, and eventually everyone has to volunteer for this job if you're, if usually, right? Because people don't tend to do the job twice.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed over the years, and he had in his local baronies, is if people have been consistently around for 10 years or more, people start to eyeball them and for stepping up to the plate, just because the job needs a fair amount of experience.
So
was it a lifelong dream? No, it's a really tough job, right? I've had lots of friends be the B&B of Montengarde, right, as well as Borealis. Yeah. So it's definitely it is definitely one of the harder jobs, I think, in the SCA, because of the length, right? The how long you're in the public eye for.
Yeah.
At that level of intensity and scrutiny. But we're absolutely willing to put our full hearts into it. But nor are we sitting here going, no, it's not like that. It's a service. It's offering yourselves up to do a service.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a prize to be won. It's not how I view it anyway.
No, it's not.
So Rever, coming from or having a lot of your SCA experience in the great kingdom of Artemisia, had you found the way you have been in the barony of Montengarde been much different from how baronies are in Artemisia?
No, they're pretty close to the same. It's because I've been in 5 different kingdoms throughout my SCA career.
That's impressive.
And it is definitely not a small undertaking, no matter where I've been.
So here's we'll put this in here now. So for trivia later, what 5 kingdoms have you lived in?
Anstior, Trimaris, Meridies, Artemisia, and now Avical.
Nice. That's a lot of southeastern US and then way up here.
Yeah.
And you started in Lionsgate, right, Audis?
I did, yeah, absolutely. Because I grew up on Salt Spring Island.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that Seagirt would have been my first barony.
Yeah.
But no, my very first event, I played for less than a year, was when I was 19. And that was in Lionsgate. Baron Gerhard and Baroness Amanda were Baron and Baroness, and had been for quite some time there. So my first experience with meeting a B&B is they were like the 20-year B&B. The job was people stepped down when they wanted to step down. It was people were used to folk being in the job for a long time.
And you do you have a focus or a plan as to how long you want to serve, or do you want to just sort of play that one by ear?
Well,
People don't start hitting their stride until at least the second year. So I see us doing no less than 4.
we're aiming for 4, and
Okay.
then we'll see how we feel at 2, right? If people still want to serve after 2, you have to reassess. But I think it's always good to aim for 4. You know, if you're in for 6, you must be having a great time. And yeah, I sort of, you have to kind of take it as you go. But I think people should aim farther ahead than 2, right?
Okay.
It's just to keep the barony sort of solid. Because year 1 is always like, people are like, because they're just learning the job. And then they get a year of going, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And then when you leave after that point, it's like, oh, you know, it's starting again. So I think if people want to sort of change the culture, planning to try to serve, you know, if people still want you for longer is always a good idea.
Okay, but that is you from your current seat, or looking at about a 4-year sit, and then see where we're going. That's a decent amount of time there. So what first attracted you guys to the job, other than you're a couple and you live in a barony?
It was his idea this time around. 7 years ago, I was like, yeah, we you know, we'll be prepared. We'll need to put our names forward to probably.
Has it really been 7 years?
And it was his idea this time. So it was more, it just sort of seemed time, like we'd noticed, like we'd said in the getting to know you polling when the lads were here, it was we just noticed a lot of our long-term friends are leaving, right? People are stepping out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is, you know, exhaustion and post-COVID. And we just noticed that the game, we just wanted to sort of encourage more fun again. Sort of like, there's always fun things going on, but sometimes it's really helpful to have like a culture of fun.
Yeah,
right. The focus is on activities versus the
and
politics.
the kindness, and
a lot of the focus for Montengarde at large has been politics.
Yeah.
Politics and interpersonal politics, and we're a little bit more, well, no, people should be treating each other the way an HR person would want them to treat each other, which is like courtesy. You know, courtesy was part of the game when I joined. My lords, my ladies, walking people up to court, seeing someone with a basket and helping them out, rather than just chatting to everybody like it's mundane.
Mm-hmm.
And just bringing some of that sort of magic back.
Okay.
To the SCA, that people have just, we have such an older population. We've all been in for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So people start to just treat it like, hey guys, how's it going? Versus, you know, bowing and using proper court etiquette and all those things that were awesome and fun. And, you know, when I first joined, like, hunker down and sombrero and sort of games and reasons to stay after court. Rather than people are just there for fighting, just there to eat, court gone. Again, it's our population's gotten older too.
Yeah.
But we'd love to see that happening again.
So as part of that, and bringing, I guess, a historical element to it, what are your guys' period personas? Are you changing this like Alexios and Amia did, or are you just going to stay, yep, we're just still us?
I'm still me.
We've both changed personas in our SCA career.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and we both had names in heraldry past multiple times. Mm-hmm. So when I originally joined the SCA, I was a Nice-bred warden, and I was from Calais, which is English part of France, from like 1465. Mm-hmm. Like, we're really tall hens, and did the whole thing, and then switched to Audis Ulfstadter, I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years ago, right before I met Rever. And he was like, oh, Norse sounds like fun. So no, we've got all our heraldry passed, our names passed. We're sticking with our personas for sure.
Yeah. So Norse is where we're staying. None of this, Burgundian stuff or Milanese. No.
Not planning on it. Not at the moment. No.
Okay. And now to sort of the hard hitting questions there. So Adis, you do have a reputation as a bit of a bard, and maybe with some accolades on that side. Are we going to be seeing sing-alongs in court?
Probably, but certainly not the first one. There's a time for play and a time for not. I don't know if any of you noticed though, but this will be the third baron or baroness in a row that's a WOAW. So
there is a bit of a trend there.
there's a
So
whole lot of woes going on, and yeah, because of course Peter and Blue and myself are all woes.
and you think that helped you in the polling, your ability to pun the populace, or
perhaps a lot of the conversations we had with people is like, oh, we'd like to, we want encourage more fun. So
Yeah.
of course we never get to read anything that people say, so
yeah.
you don't know why. You never know why the decision's been made by the crown, right? Because it's not polling like you get votes and you win. They read everybody's and then debate between them and the royals to be. So they just say, thank you everyone for applying. These are the particular people we've chosen at the moment. So we don't know why. It could be that I, am infamous for bursting into song and terribly, slightly lewd jokes. But at least it's not for punning. That's all I gotta say. I mean, Peter and Blue are punsters. I am not a woe because of punning. I'm a woe for intellectual witticisms.
So there was just a baronial changeover in the barony of Morganwood where Baroness Mia is also a woe. And the Jean Guillain have declared that they are not going to be seeking another term as Baron and Baroness of Borealis. So do you think that you could have 3 woes if someone from Borealis steps up?
Whoa, was me. We may very well. You never know. Would depend on who puts their names for it up there. But if we did, think of the entertainment value. The fact that there's 2, that's excellent. That makes me very happy. Makes me sad that she's going to be on the other side of the head table.
Well, I mean, we could probably play with protocol a little bit, but
well, you never know, right? I'll just scoot around. But you're going to be up in court, and even if you know that the people in the far back are not hearing what you're saying, you're certainly hoping you should be trying to entertain the people in the front. And sometimes that's being very, very serious, and sometimes that's being very, very not serious.
Yeah.
Right. So are more designed for serious, like 12th Night tends to be quite serious. And then of course Dragon Slayer not so much.
Yeah. So you're gonna be stepping up at 12th Night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
January 14th, please.
In Montengarde.
Come visit.
So shortly thereafter you step up, the Baron of Borealis has already been making threats upon your new cornets there. And it's already put out a call to war in Camrose. Will both of you be armoring up to destroy the Baron of Borealis, or?
I do have combat archery stuff, but I may choose the artistic side of that war. We never know. Well, we know who's going to choose their stick.
Yeah.
For heavy, but fighting Baron. But I don't know. It depends on the planning and plotting for said war.
Now that is commencing, and I think maybe 12th Night some shots might be fired. So,
cool. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, heaven forbid.
Because
no, you're making us plan and plot.
Yeah, because Baron Jean is going to be the senior Baron now, so he's I'm sure he has plots.
As we hide our planning and plotting behind beverages.
Well, as is traditional. So did you guys have any particular theme or message for your future populace, or a motto, as it were?
When in doubt, be kind.
When in doubt, be kind.
When in doubt, be kind.
Kindness and courtesy is probably going to be our motto. It's what we're going to be.
Kindness and courtesy. That's you.
Kindness and courtesy. Because it's chivalry is not about being polite. Everyone's very focused on chivalry, but that's technically chivalry is only on the field. It doesn't exist off field. Well, it does, and it's only between heavies. Courtesy is how you treat everybody else, right? How a noble treats a brand new person, or how a master or mistress treats folk below them or above them. And yeah, absolutely. That's where we'd like to see the biggest change. for sure.
Okay.
And that's, including ourselves. Like when you've been in for 20 years, I'm sure, if you haven't offended someone by now at the 20-year mark, you're probably not doing your job. But there's ways to encourage new people to stay.
Okay.
And there's ways that new people come in and they're like, oh my goodness, what this political scene I'm walking into, versus the fun part being the part that they see. We're big fans of, if there has to be political conversations, that not happening at events, it could be happening at meetings in mundanes, and keeping that sort of the political side away from the actual dream aspect.
Okay. And sort of speaking of the dream, and I guess also the past, as you referenced, Montengarde currently has its 3 big events: 12th Night, Dragon Slayer, and Samhain. Are you thinking of maybe resurrecting Michaelmas, or the Pirates Tavern, or any other such thing? Betaine.
Yeah, Betaine was always a personal favorite. It was always the event that people were just goofballs at. But I think it has to do with Kingdom Calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many autocrats do we actually have that's active, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's about training more people to be autocrats, to have some fun doing that, versus having the same people autocrat again and again and again until they're so tired they don't do it anymore.
Don't want people to get burnt out.
Don't want people to get burnt out. And with us just coming back, we certainly wouldn't be looking at that until, even considering that, till 2024. So we'd like to see how things go. And then when the time comes for the new calendar, sort of chatting with council and going, okay, do we think we have the volunteer population for that? Or just putting an ear out and going, anyone interested in this, should we add this to the calendar, and seeing if we can get people who might be interested in bidding ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to slap it in there and then going, what? No one wants to volunteer for this? That's always a bad idea.
Yep, that's
But,
reasonable.
But like a 4th event would be lovely if people would come, if it would be supported.
Well, and also just thinking about your history with, and also past barons, there's another similarity between you and the last 3 barons, other than the fact that you're all WOAWs. You guys are all former Bardic champions.
Yes, we are.
And this is another tradition and trend we're seeing in the Baron and Baronesses of Montengarde. I guess, would you say this is a good thing?
I think so.
You think it's
well, again,
is it a coincidence, or is it?
I talk a lot. What do you think?
I think it's a good thing. We want to try to bring Bardic back. There's not enough of it.
Yeah, well, it's because events shut down so soon, right? So unless something's scheduled during the day, it's people go home. At least in the winter, camping's different. There's always lots of Bardic at camp.
Okay.
Well, but again, like the B&B are expected to be entertaining, and expected to at least be charismatic enough that a new person would be like, oh, isn't that cool? Someone's got to do, right? You have to have some dignitas, right? Or that ability to chat up folk and help, and like find out what they're interested in, and encourage them to be excited and stuff. So I don't think anyone who's a utter introvert would ever put their names forward for this job. You just wouldn't. So, and we have to talk all the time. Baron and Baronesses talk all the time. So he's quieter. If I didn't talk all the time, someone has to be the talker, right?
I talk some, but
you do talk some.
I mean, I'm seeing Court here. It's like, yeah, now Lisa's going to talk, and you're just going to stand there and look dignified. Is that kind of how you're dividing things?
Somebody's got to be dignified.
Yeah. No, I probably at the beginning it'll take. My mundane degree is in theater, so I don't have a problem with public speaking at all. Though I was never good at improv. Making it up as I go isn't necessarily a skill set for me, but I'm sure you'll get used to it pretty quick. And yeah, it's just practice, right? When something like that becomes something you need to do.
Okay. And so for your baronial reign, do you plan to take the cornets on a walkabout across the known world, go back to your old stomping grounds in Trimaris and Enstior, and say, yeah, call me Excellency?
I may go back to Trimaris. I may visit Trimaris. I may try to go to Gulf Wars. And
they're this one coming up in 2023?
No. Couple years down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been chatting with people actually about whether we should travel together or not. It's already part of the discussions. We definitely we go to Artemisia right now often because Trevor's boys are there, and just is in the SCA there.
Yeah,
and he's got a whack of friends, so we're down there a lot. So the Baron of all the Canadas will be the American Baron of all the Canadas will be crossing the border for sure. We'll maybe try to take over a shire too up north, just for fun. Mir and Tyrrell, maybe we could, Mistress Mir and Sir Master Tyrrell, maybe we could get them to join Montengarde. Hey, come on, guys. And sure, I go home to Salt Spring every once in a while. So, and I know a few people actually from my high school that Sir Liam of Seagirt actually played trumpet with me in band class. So I know of quite a few people over there. So I'm sure we'll go visit. Why not spread the glory of Montengarde?
Exactly. Yeah.
You phrased it like you go rub your coronet in someone's face. No, it's not. It's not about that. It's just about going and having fun.
Sorry, I didn't mean that in quite implication about as far as the spread the awesomeness that is as your barony.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah, you guys should have. I moved over there and it's been awesome. Miss you guys, but you should see the coolness we have over here. Is more what it's about for us. Hey, yeah. Having fun, right? It's supposed to be fun, and it should be fun for us and fun for the folk around us.
Well, I was going to bring us up to a sort of catch-all here. So is there any particular final words you'd like to say to your future populace? Messages, jokes, songs you want to sing? Open the floor to whatever you want to say here.
Is there any songs we could start singing about? Let's have a good time. I don't know.
I'm not singing tonight.
There wasn't one with David Bowie and Mick Jagger dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you have, whether that's mundane or polyester or linen, just as long as you're there. So yeah, come on out to 12th night. We'd love to see everybody there.
Do you need any particular volunteers?
I would talk to the autocrat about that.
Okay.
Our specific task is to
be there and
plan some stuff, but not that stuff. In terms of us having volunteers, no, we've got our families, the variety of giant chunks of family that we have in the SCA have been throwing help at us. But I'm sure the autocrat would love some help. Especially cleanup crew. It's such a beautiful hall, but it's so big. So folk are, keen on helping. Probably the cleanup crew could. Yeah, I would talk to. Is it Sigfus? Okay. Or
that's Glycerofa, I believe, is the autocrat.
Sorry.
Glycerofa. Constantina.
Yes, Constantina.
Yeah.
So please, if you want to volunteer, talk to Constantina or Sigfus. And yes. No, it should be a lot of fun. Of course, we're a little nervous. I mean, step up's a big deal, right? So we're pretty excited.
Are you guys practicing your sitting up straight and not fidgeting for hours on end?
Well, we were being measured for clothing on the weekend. I was up visiting my Laurel north of Borealis this weekend. I was with Saab. So no, we're more prepping that so we look the part because we're funny looking. We're pretty funny looking in general, and want to give the job some dignitas. So it's more like, oh goodness, okay, we have to contact the crown to talk about court, and oh goodness, have we got, actually who have we got having Harold, and oh goodness, and right, there's this giant list of things you kind of have to very quickly prep up. It's not long to prepare, so that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, we definitely have a to-do list.
Very long.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming on here, and we will let you guys get back to your evening and your active prepping of all that garb and awesomeness you're going to be making. And 12th night is coming up in January 14th in Montengarde.
Absolutely. Yeah. The same hall that we had coronation
in Delacour, Alberta, which is just east of the city, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a nice little hall. I was there for coronation. I quite enjoyed it. And
yeah, I like the double spaces, right? The dual spaces is wonderful. Yeah. And actually go and have conversations in places, and it's not really loud.
Great. Well, thank you. Your next
Skald.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for asking us to interview, and Bye, everybody. Mwah. Can't wait to see you all. Yeah. Be kind to
Come
one
join
another
us.
and come join us for some winter fun.